see you without a hat.
You've never seen me without a hat on.
Oh, I wasn't sure. Yeah. What up, everyone? Happy Monday. Dude, it's crazy. I forgot how and this is obviously a very soft comment. I forgot how hard just the computer screen is on your eyes. I've been wearing the glasses again. I'm like,
oh, the blue blockers are huge.
Huge. Really, I used to wear them all the time. And like the last year, I stopped wearing them a lot more, but I'm definitely gonna wear them again. At least when I'm like this, especially at night.
Yeah, I wear them at night. I usually don't wear them during the day, but if you have one, so like I wear contacts, and my blue blockers have like my prescription on it, so I don't have to wear my contacts under them, which is really nice for at night. It's been huge.
Ooh, okay, here we go. If Legoland California sells a Lego Star Wars toy for $4.99, can I use that same invoice for Lego, Star Wars, and Disney? Probably. All you need to do is go list that ASIN and see if when you type in that ASIN, if it's giving you the option to apply for all three. If so, yes. If not, no. Yeah. What up?
Tony said, "I'm here. We can start."
It's a good vibe there. What up, Kevin? Kevin? Chris, you remember Tony from Miami?
Oh yeah. What's up, man?
Yeah. Oh, he's always in here. Yeah. Tony GW, yes sir. Dylan, great listing. Besides that, should I pull the trigger? See, that's the tough part, Dylan, right? Because, we obviously have that data for a reason. Same with IP Alert, right? It's based off user feedback in terms of gathering that, right? The hard part with that is that sometimes stuff used to IP, but now doesn't, right? Or it didn't for a while, now does, right? So the best data on that's going to be looking at the Cubichar Man and also looking at other products within that brand too, engaging. And now the weird part with that, once again, is certain brands, they'll IP for certain ASINs, not for others and such. And, sometimes some of this stuff and everything. In general, though, if a couple products in that brand look good, you're probably fine.
Cars said, I have about 3K in liquid cash. What type of Amazon selling do you recommend? So if you only have 3K, probably start with something like arbitrage. If you want to get into wholesale, you can start with as little as 3K, but it's not ideal. I say start with arbitrage, get to where you have at least 5 to 10K. And if you want to add something like a wholesale component to your business, and that's when I would do it, not from the beginning there.
Let me ask you this, Corey. What do you think about, especially if you're in a larger area, finding like a local wholesale cash and carry with $3,000?
Fire, man.
Totally. Oh yeah, that'd be a great, because you're basically taking retail arbitrage and marrying it with wholesale, right? It's the exact same, I guess, method. But with cash and carry wholesalers, more than likely they're going to be able to get large quantities of those products that you want, instead of if you go to a retail store and do more like a retail arbitrage, you're kind of at the mercy of like what's on sale and what they have on the shelves.
And by cash and carry, we don't mean Costco or Sam's Club or anything like that. It's like a legit supplier that just happens to allow you to come in and like source their shelves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's basically retail arbitrage for wholesale, more or less.
Yeah, any of you guys that live around a major city, like Google that right now. Like we had a guy on our podcast from Atlanta who said he used to kill that when he was newer, and now he just does like other types of like more kind of advanced wholesale and such. So yeah, definitely look into that. Like anyone who's around a big city. Good evening from Canada. What up, Dustin? In stereo. What's up? Cool, guys. So yeah, fire away on questions. Having issues getting Converse Ungated right now, says they're not taking any apps. What can I do? Yeah, so about a month ago, Amazon shut down Adidas basically, and now it's back. They did the same thing with Disney about 3 weeks ago. Now it's back. They currently have done that with Nike, however, just for new sellers. And what do we think, fellas? Do we think at this point it's probably just a cleanse based on counterfeits because they haven't done anything with the existing sellers?
That'd be my best bet. I mean, I don't know why else they would do that, right?
Without announcing.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like they want as many sellers as possible on the marketplace, but they want to make sure that they're legit sellers. So it's got to be a counterfeit thing.
And they've been brand reviewing a lot too, as well, which is also, I would say, the kind of thing where if you're someone who doesn't know what a brand review is, you get very nervous. And if you don't, you're like, whatever, I'll just beat it. Now, if you guys get that email that says CSM brand review, all you need to do is submit the documentation that they asked for, the ASINs that they asked for. The cool thing is that it's not an Ungate submission. So you can email them. You email them the results or the response, and you can email like 5 times an hour. So that's what I do whenever I get a brand review. Chris with the fresh cut. Yeah. I made a purchase on one of the leads if it matters, and Amazon doesn't seem to have that size on the listing. See, so if a size is out of stock, use what's called the variation wizard to see if you can find it on there. Sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. I'm at Marshall's right now. Beautiful.
Nice.
Doing RA while watching. Yeah.
Somebody said, some guy was like, my celebrity status at the Nike outlet is elevated. The managers rock with me. So that's huge, right? If you're doing retail arbitrage, like that is one of the big advantages retail arbitrage has over an online arbitrage, is because you're going into the same stores, you see the same employees, you meet the managers, right? You can add that relationship component to a retail arbitrage business a lot easier than you can to OA, which kind of gives it like that wholesale vibe too. So, I mean, hey, if you know the managers at your Nike outlets, right? Bring them donuts, bring them coffee, like get them to love you and get to the point where they're texting you when they're stocking the shelves and have new deals coming in. That's how you really get like good numbers on retail arbitrage.
Yeah. So Michael, he lives in Vegas too. So I assume he'll be at ASD, so we can all link up there too. Requesting removal of negative feedback, trying to reply to case doesn't help. In stereo, hit up Amazon Seller Help on Twitter. That's a really good pro tip. Anytime you get a negative feedback, even if it was your fault, click request removal, and most of the time it'll get removed. I was rejected twice, and Amazon did not state any reason for the rejection. You'll probably get denied a couple more times, Jasmine. It's the exact same process for all of them.
So somebody asked, what's the best way to grow my reviews? Should I sign up for brand registry, or is it something that can wait? So brand registry has nothing to do with getting reviews. I assume you mean seller feedback as opposed to like reviews on your product listings. So we use just like seller boards, autoresponder tool. There's a bunch of feedback requesting tools out there.
Yeah. Amazon even offers it right inside your account. You can just go and click on all of them from your order history screen.
Yep.
Yeah, Dustin, we can go over that tomorrow. That's super cool. Do brands ever become unrestricted? Very rarely, but definitely sometimes. Yeah. Ooh, this is a good one for Corey. When would you say is the right time to start merging wholesale into my sourcing with my usual OA?
Yeah, good question. So, I mean, really, whenever you have 5 to 10K in capital, that's usually a good point to start adding wholesale to your OA business. Now, what I don't want you to do is just drop OA and try to jump into wholesale, right? Take a look at the OA, at the brands that you're already selling, that you're sourcing OA, and literally just call those brands and either ask them if you can open a wholesale account or ask them who their distributors are in your area. And that way you'll get a ton of leads doing that. We actually had somebody in our community last week, I think, who was doing a little bit of OA and wholesale, did that exact method, called up some of the brands that he was carrying in his OA business, and he landed multiple profitable wholesale accounts just doing that.
That's wealth. Okay, let's see. Yeah. So yeah, if you see a listing like this where the competition's going way up and the price is going down, there's a very good chance it'll probably continue to go like that, at least for like another couple weeks. So yeah, this is something you'd want to avoid. Let's see. Oh, Corey. Cool. Sweet. What do you guys think about branded bundles and the best way to get into it? That's another one where I'm not super educated on that. What are your thoughts on that, Corey?
Yeah, so branded bundles is something that we've been kind of dabbling in over the last few months. It basically involves getting branded products, bundling them together, and including an additional product that's kind of like your own private label, like trademarked product, right? So for example, for us, we took 2 of these like cookies together, 2 different cookies, bundled them together, and then included a fridge magnet with our trademark brand name on it. So that way we're able to list it under our brand name. We can set the price. We can kick people off the listings. And it's a cool new model. I mean, you just got to do it right. There's a lot of nuance to it, which we can't really go into here.
You want to go look at somebody who's doing it and has been doing it for a really long time, probably like 6-7 years. Just go look up By the Cup, BY the Cup. They've been around for a long time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have. That's a vibe.
Somebody said, what do we do if there's a suppressed buy box? So typically it's because usually the buy box gets suppressed because there's a lower price for that product somewhere else on the internet, usually on like Walmart or Target or something like that. So really the best thing you can do is just lower your price or wait it out, right? I don't recommend like dropping the price significantly just to unsuppress the buy box. A lot of times it'll fix itself if you just hold steady for a little bit.
But stuff without a buy box is still good if the keep it chart looks good. Stuff without a sales rank can still be good if the keep it chart looks good. Our listings where they sell with 100 plus store, 100,000 plus store ratings a red flag. If the price is going down and the keep it chart looks bad, yes. If the price isn't going down and the offer count's going up and down, so you can see that it moves, probably not. If the keep it chart looks good. is New Balance and Hoka reseller friendly. Heard they IP a lot. So New Balance, from what I've seen, that's not the case. Hoka as well, from what I've seen. If you look at Keepa charts on a lot of those brands, you'll see that they're like there's been like good reseller history on those from personally what I've seen. Now the interesting thing is about a year ago, Hoka did IP and then they removed it like a couple days later, basically. So there's nuance on all this stuff and everything. But in general, from my personal experience, I haven't seen that. But look at the Keepa charts and make your own best judgment.
That's the tough thing about IP complaints. They can come out of nowhere and then they can go away. Starbucks has IP complained in the past. And only on certain products, and then they stopped and have never done it again.
Why did Nike regame me? Probably a CSM brand review, little dose. Check your email. Otherwise, if they're letting you reapply, just go ahead and reapply. Be nice and easy. As well, Corey, you've been grinding on LinkedIn still?
Oh yeah. In fact, was it this week or last week? Was the first time. So I've had suppliers reach out to me like multiple times, but this is the first one that he sent me a cold DM because he saw one of my posts. We set up an intro call. I talked to him and his sales manager, and we placed, I think the opening order with them was like $9K on some products we actually already buy from other suppliers, but they had a really good price because this is like a pretty big international distributor. So yeah, it's been super fruitful. And I'm going to be doing I think I'm going to be doing a video here soon on like how I approached LinkedIn specifically.
That's what I'm wondering, because what's like the value add? Because you're on there looking for suppliers who want to sell to Amazon sellers or who want their product on Amazon, or like what's the angle with that?
So I just posted the post that this guy reached out to me on was, I think it was my one where I was like, hey, I just spent $52,000 on Gillette razors. It's one of the best investments I made. Here's why. Right. And so it was just a copy of my thread from Twitter, but I made it into a carousel post on LinkedIn. And this guy DMs me. He's like, hey, like we sell Gillette, right? Like you guys are ungated. Most people aren't ungated. Let's get on a call and see if we can do business together.
So he was
exactly how it went down.
Yeah. So he knew how Amazon was. He knew how Amazon worked. Right. And it's like, how many wholesalers would be deathly afraid to tell the internet they sell Gillette products?
Right.
Basically everyone. Right. Therefore, naturally, why the opportunity flows to us that aren't afraid to share.
And I had another guy, this was, I think, 2 or maybe 3 days ago, DMs me, and he owns a very large chain of supplement stores down in Florida. And he's like, hey, we're looking to kind of like ramp up our B2B side. Do you guys, like, anybody buy supplements in like huge quantities? And I was like, oh, well, I happen to run a community of 48 7-figure Amazon wholesale sellers that we combine our money for large buys all the time. So yeah, let's jump on a call and discuss. And another guy, second one last week. I think last week was three different guys.
Yeah. Okay. Any prep centers you guys recommend? Chris, fire away.
I gotcha. Here's
500 plus or something, or 300 plus, or how much?
It's a lot. There's a bunch of prep centers right there. You can go and check them all out. Just call them until you find somebody who will work with you and that is legit. Yeah,
I'll put that in my chat too. Doesn't send invoices, called customer service twice for invoices. No, just submit the emails just like everyone else does for that. Yeah, it's natural. Like Converse took me 7 times, Nike took me 4 times. Like just submit and they'll approve you. Ooh, any good RA suppliers / sources? So it really depends on what you have near you in terms of what most people have within 30 minutes or an hour. Nike outlet, Adidas outlet, Puma, Rack Room Shoes, Kohl's, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, grocery outlet, Ollie's, basically anywhere except like Costco and like BJ's and stuff like that, which there's not really going to be discounted stuff there because they have big enough companies where they don't really need to discount stuff. And like you're not going to go really and do Walmart either too much. They keep denying me. Just keep resubmitting.
Yeah, man, I know that we've talked about this in the past, but it used to be normal to have to submit 40, 50 times. Like
really?
Oh, yeah.
No
oh, yeah. The highest I ever saw was a beauty brand. Someone had to submit 83 times to get ungated. So,
Dontrell, yeah, I am still out of the.
I hope you don't mind. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. If getting started in the UK is the exact same as the US, honestly, you just got to get SellerAmp, Keepa, get going with that stuff and everything. Be a good thing. I avoid most items that require ungating. Why is it so difficult to get an invoice anymore? You're just going to use the emails. It's not hard to get approved. You're just going to have to you're going to have to approve. If you don't have an invoice, you submit the email confirmation. Yes.
Yeah.
Submit the emails. Yep.
Email confirmation, shipping confirmation, delivery confirmation. You should be good to go.
Yeah, as much info as you can give them. Yeah, what is the story behind moving to Miami? Wanting to sunmax more, not liking winters in Pennsylvania. Okay, great. Yep, I would find me. Yeah, well, yeah. Oh.
Right. Corey,
wasn't me. Hey, y'all. Hey, guys,
out.
it wasn't me. I promise. I know
it's that North Carolina internet.
I promise you that what you could do the instant replay on the hands. That wasn't me. Yes, Ungating is the number one question y'all get. Well, yeah, naturally, because it's something everyone has to do. And it's the kind of thing where like I completely get why if you get declined a couple times, you could be like, damn, were these guys telling the truth? Like, we're telling you it's gonna take a couple tries. Yeah. Hopping on late. Which gal had her first 1K day? Let's go, Julie. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We got you, Julie. Do they give you 10% off on all sites? Yeah, Jeff. Yeah. They're good. They're that, and then they're good for avoiding the blue light, man. Yeah. The toxic blue light that may or may not exist. But I just like them because they're easier on your eyes. And they're making a little bit of a resurgence in the Amazon community as well. So like I was inspired by some of the boys I saw on Twitter that were getting to fire up and such. So yeah, we're back. We're back. Yeah, I wonder what happened to Corey, man. Nice, Julie. Yeah, Julie killing it. Sweet, cool. Dyson, what up, Dyson? Dyson doing a great job on IG there. What other questions you guys got for us? Okay, all right. I was saying, Corey, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Sometimes it's me. It wasn't me that time.
My computer froze. My bad.
They even denied an invoice from. Yes, it's completely normal. Every single one of you guys will get declined a couple times for ungates. I promise you. Ooh, target capital for starting wholesale. Ooh, Nader, were you at Miami Sellers Conference, man? Somewhere between like 5 to 10K.
Yep, that's what I'd say. Yeah, 5 to 10K.
Back to school brands, whatever you plan on selling, right? Take some time and type in crayons, type in backpacks on Amazon and just see what brands are popping up that other sellers are making money on. That can give you a good, kind of inclination of what you'll be able to make money on with that stuff. Mm-hmm. How does LLC work, tax work, and transfer money without paying excess fees? Those are, you got to watch some accounting YouTube videos. Dangerous goods and hazmat, same thing, right?
So Chris, I'm curious to hear your take on this because I have had success getting additional dangerous goods storage granted. So what they'll ask you to do is you create a case with seller support, and they're going to ask like, send us invoices for hazmat inventory that you've already purchased. They want to see paid invoices. Mm-hmm. So I sent them a paid invoice for a hazmat product that I already had, requested more storage. I requested a lot more than I needed. And I think they granted me about like half of what I asked for. And ever since then, it took 2 days. We got a lot more hazmat storage out of that.
Amazon's a little tough with the hazmat. They've had a few like things burned down, and so they don't want to just give it to everybody.
Which makes sense. Yeah, I think.
Understand.
Yeah. Okay, dope, Nader. Yeah, dude, Nader, you should get going with wholesale immediately, man. You have all that shoe experience. You cared enough to come to Miami Sellers Conference, man, for sure. Jockey denied 3 p.m. renamed and resubmitted, approved at 4 a.m. Yes, sir. Baby, winners win.
Nice.
That's right. There's one. How do you guys have taxes removed when doing OA in a state that I have a reseller certificate? Not every site is going to take your reseller certificate. So you're gonna have to find the ones that will. Walmart, Best Buy, that kind of stuff. For everything else, you're either going to have to pay it and try to get reimbursed by the state, which is possible in some states, Texas, Florida. Really? It's a huge pain. Yeah, huge pain. But
you can only imagine how difficult that is.
Right. You can also just ship to a tax-free prep center.
Yep. So you're approved for dangerous goods with FBM immediately. Mm-hmm. You just got to make sure you're doing stuff right. Just using Walmart boxes. Should I worry about box rates and who to ship through? Use Pirate Ship for rates. Use Amazon for the most part. Amazon's it's 99% of the time going to be, as cheap as anything else is. That's legal. The boys, what up, Dylan? New sell. Yeah, go to Ross and scan everything. There'll be some auto ungate stuff. Louisiana has made it difficult for me as a new business owner on the resale license. Nah, Dustin, you can do it, man. You can do it. I know people in Louisiana who have one. Any insights on merchant demand? I haven't heard people talk about that much, honestly.
I feel like I heard a lot about
No
merch
luck.
on
No.
demand back
There's
like
no
years
there's no
ago.
such thing as luck. We went over this last night, Dustin. If other people can do it, you can too.
Merch on demand was great back in the day. Ever since I got suspended, I haven't really followed along merch on demand anymore.
I just remember Reezy talking about it in like 2018.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The shirts and shit. Yeah.
I got my account up to like $8,000 a month in profit or royalties, or
Really?
whatever it was. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so you're pumping on there. Almost got in a fight with him. You sound like my type of guy in stereo. Where are the fees you have to input in SellerAmp? Where do I find that? So Desiree, go to selleramp.com, log in, and in the top right, you'll see settings, or you see your name, drop down menu, settings, and then you'll scroll down, and where it says MISC fee percent, that's where you'll put your sales tax in.
So somebody asked, when does someone pay for marketing? So that's kind of the beauty of the wholesale business model and the online arbitrage business model, right? We don't have to pay for any marketing. We are piggybacking on existing demand for these brand name products, right? Amazon customers are already searching for Nike and Crest and, Oral-B, like all these brands that we're selling. So we don't even have to put any money into marketing if we don't want to.
Yeah. Thoughts on Get To That? Yeah, you should have all those, all those inventory ones. Yeah. Thank you. Always. Yeah, of course, Desiree, got you. Yeah, you don't need a resource certificate. It's helpful for almost every case of when you're doing retail arbitrage. Sometimes when you're doing online arbitrage, some websites take it, some don't. Most websites don't. And then it's going to be required for wholesale.
Yeah.
So does someone have to pay for marketing with RA or OA? Nope. It's not a bad idea too for just a basic PPC campaign, but it's far from necessary. And if you're asking that question, definitely not. Yeah. As long as you're seeing that listings are, listings, competitions going up and down, you'll be fine. Yeah. Does help. Yep. Sweet. Cool. All right, guys, we'll be on. Keep the questions coming. Can I use a receipt to get an Ungator? Does it have to be an invoice order? There's really no such thing, honestly. Like they're the exact same thing. And just use the emails, honestly. It's significantly easier. Now, if they reply to you and say you need an invoice, don't look at it. If they reply to you and say your girlfriend's ugly, don't worry about it. Never look at the responses. Right? If they say the sky's blue and it's red, don't worry about it. Just keep submitting. Trust us here. We've helped a lot of people do it. You'll be good too. Is FDM through prep centers the move if I'm in California with the high sales tax rate? Not necessarily, just because you sacrifice some speed, and that's like a major benefit of FDM. But yeah, it's definitely not a bad idea. You should probably do something.
Yeah. And FBM is going to be a lot more expensive to do through a prep center than doing it yourself. So that only doing FBM with a prep center only works on certain types of products, right? Like certain situations. In general, if you're going to be doing FBM, you're going to want to be doing that yourself for the most part. Now, somebody, Corey, said I found a prep center in Delaware. The per unit cost is 50 cents. So Corey, that's a super low per unit cost, especially if you're a new customer, especially if you're not doing volume. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So I would be very hesitant to work with a company that's advertising 50 cents per unit in prep costs, right? So they're either brand new and they're trying to kind of get customers and then they're going to raise their prices down the road, or they're just completely have no idea what they're doing and they're going to be out of business in a couple of months.
I would say over and above that, even if they do know what they're doing, they're going to nickel and dime you on the back end. It's 50 cents. That's your to get your foot in the door. But then it's 25 cents for a poly bag. It's $3 per box. It's 75 cents for bubble wrap. There's going to be all these fees that add on top of that. It'll never be 50 cents.
That's one thing I really dislike about prep centers is their pricing structures. No two prep centers have the same pricing structure. I told somebody, I'm like, if you just start a prep center that gives an all-in price, you will automatically be ahead of a lot of the prep centers out there. Because like you said, it's it might be 50 cents for them literally just to take your product out of the box, but then another 25 cents for the FNSKU, another 20 cents for the poly bag, another XYZ cost for whatever else needs to be done to it. So just keep that in mind as well.
Yeah. And Burn Cream says, or they're going to make your products their own. Has that happened? Yes. But is that what most prep centers are doing? No. It takes way too much to build a reputation. It takes 30 seconds to ruin a reputation. Yeah, exactly. The reputational risk is way too high for most places to actually do that.
It's a very good point there. Where do you guys recommend to buy legit discounted gift cards? Card Bear and Top Cash Back. For the most part, I like buying e-gift cards, Jasmine. Sometimes like card cash in stores will have deals that are too good that you might just buy some and get them shipped to you as well, though.
Walgreens had 11.6% off today. Oh, man.
Dang. That's a lot. That's hefty.
Yeah.
So Jane said, hi, what is a good IPI score doing wholesale, and how much should you take this into account? So, and Chris, I'm curious to get your opinion on this. Miles, I know your opinion. So the IPI score, I'm not going to say it's irrelevant, because like having a good IPI score does mean that you've got healthy inventory. But in general, as long as you're above that minimum threshold, which I think is like 400 or maybe 500, then it doesn't really matter. Just stay above that minimum.
Yeah. If other Amazon sellers aren't hearing your voice every day, like that's a far more important lever to pull that make you way more money than IPI score.
Yeah.
Stack cashback plus gift cards. Some websites, yes, some no.
Yeah. Card cash does. Card cash gives you 1% on top cashback and Rakuten, but not all of them.
Fernando, it'll have to be the same size, man. I can no longer offer free shipping for FBM. I lost a lot of money in shipping costs. So, Anita, you didn't lose a lot of money just standard. You did it because you didn't have your templates correctly. You got to charge like $30 or $20 or $25 plus $1 per pound for expedited next day and 2 day. And that way you'll never lose money on shipping ever again. If Amazon is trying to charge you a lot, just buy shipping on Pirate Ship and then manually add it over. Yeah, credit card recommendations. Ooh, I like that one. So, basic for beginners, Amex Business Blue. And then for scaling, the Amex Plum card is really good. And then for purely on a benefits perspective, huge fan of the Capital One Spark with the 2%. And then the Holy Grail, if you're doing wholesale big purchases, is the Chase Business Inc. Premier with the 2.5% cash back above 5K.
And so that people that hear that and they're like, oh, well, 2% for the Capital One Spark versus 2.5% for the Chase, not that big a difference, right? It's just an extra 0.5%. When in reality, so I ran the numbers recently, and if you were to spend the same amount on the Spark versus the Chase, right? Once you hit 5K in cash back on the Capital One Spark, assuming all of those purchases are over 5K, that would actually be $6,250 in cash back with Chase. So it's an extra $1,250 in cash back that you get from that extra, literally just 0.5%.
On how much spend? Like $1 million or what? Or?
So on the spend required to hit 5K in cash back from the Spark.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I think it would be, I think it's 400K or 250K.
Keep a monthly sold. Oh yeah, man, definitely. Personally haven't with that, but now that I think about it, that is a great idea though, because variation specific too. That's a really, really good idea, actually.
Yeah, you could look at it a variation specific, and the other thing you could do is you could look for keep a charts that have a monthly sold but no sales rank to kind of guarantee that there's sales that are happening. But so the problem is that you're going to miss a ton if you rely heavily on that, because Amazon doesn't offer that data for everything.
Yeah. Okay, guys, too. Yeah. If you guys are looking for a community and other sellers to meet and network with, so Chris has a Facebook group. I have a Facebook group, and then we also have a free Discord too that I'll drop in the chat. That's linked in the description as well. Also, too, as we finish up here, if you guys are looking for other sellers to meet and network with, drop your location and any social media handles you'll got in the chat. Like that was such a big thing, for me back in the day, meeting people on Instagram and then eventually Twitter. That made a huge difference for me.
Yeah, Twitter is really the best place to do it now. I mean, you see all these guys, you see a lot of guys kind of popping up out of nowhere,
man.
And they start posting these daily or weekly recap videos. And within 1 week, they've got 15 other people in their DMs trying to network, trying to Zoom, plug it's like a cheat code. It really is. Jane had a question earlier. So she said, what would be the easiest way to liquidate a whole skid of Puma shoes? I have a list of ASINs for them as well. Any websites or groups that I should list it on? So Jane, again, I mean, this is something where you get active on Twitter. People start to know your name, know your face. You can just have those conversations with the people that you come into contact with. Hey, I've got 184 pairs of Pumas. I'm gated, right? Do you want to buy them? Do you know anybody else that would want to buy them? I guarantee you find a buyer pretty quickly.
What up, Larry? So Larry, Chris, you're from Columbus, right?
I am originally from Columbus. Yep.
So what did it look like back in the day? Just Facebook groups, like people talking on Facebook groups like nuts?
Yeah, when I was brand new, that was all there was.
Yep.
You know, but before that, if we go way back to the very beginning of Amazon, there were Yahoo groups
Ooh,
that
really?
were running them. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I believe it. Well, Chris and I got connected in the Tactical Arbitrage Facebook group in like 2018, I think.
Yeah,
Which is still active, right? That group's they're still going. I think.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
From VA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hella yeah. So some of you guys in the chat are in like great areas for this stuff. Yeah.
So
Cool,
Coleman asked, "What is so important about Keepa for Amazon?"
Everything.
Dude, yeah, it tells you if it's selling. It tells you what it's selling for historically. Tells you what the competition is. You can make some guesses of what the future will do based on what it's done in the past. You absolutely need to master Keepa.
Yeah.
And the best part about it is the ability to see trends, right? It's like, because like the sales rank at any given point in time and the price at any given point in time, it's just a snapshot in time. We know that changes by the minute, by the hour, by the day. So when you use Keepa, you can see the trend over time on the price and the sales rank. So that's really the most important thing.
Yeah. Cool. Sweet. All right. Appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. I'm about to go to the gym and play some pickup basketball and do my best 2017 Steph Curry impersonation. And such. So appreciate everyone tapping in. Just in general, another good practice I think everyone should do. Go follow these guys. These guys on socials, and then just follow a ton of other Amazon seller accounts too. If you're following a ton of other sellers, you're just going to end up getting plugged into random free game and stuff going on for free. And it's going to be really helpful there. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Go
see you guys.
Facts. Yeah. Facts. Going to give you buckets.